make homemade almond milk. I started making homemade almond milk during my recent Whole30 and I got totally hooked on it. It's easy and it tastes delicious. So you don't need much. I have a bowl of almonds here that have been soaking overnight. You want to let them soak 12 to 24 hours. I do 1 cup of almonds in like 2 cups of water. The amount of liquid doesn't really matter that much because we're going to drain this liquid out in a minute anyway. So the first step is going to be to take our almonds that have been soaking and to run them through a strainer and put them through a fresh change of water. So I'm going to grab my colander and head to the sink. After you rinse your almonds, you'll notice that they've gotten very fluffy and they've grown in size. That's how we know that they're ready to release all that goodness and give us some almond milk. So what I'm going to do here is work with my Vitamix. You could use any blender that you have or a food processor, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to pour the nuts that have been soaked into my Vitamix along with 2.5 cups of water. Ooh, and I'm spilling the water. There we go. And then the last thing we're going to put in there is just a touch of salt. I've heard some people put vanilla in there too, and that would be good. So you could think about adding a little bit of vanilla if you want to flavor your almond milk. So we're going to put the lid on the Vitamix and we're just going to let it go for maybe 30-45 seconds. Maybe 10. You're gonna know that your almond milk is ready to go when you look in the blender and you're not seeing a lot of big pieces and you're not hearing the almonds moving around in the blender anymore. And also check out this consistency. See how it is already starting to look really milky, but I can still see a few almonds down here in the bottom, so I'm gonna let it go for about 15 more seconds, then we'll be ready to strain it for the almond milk. I'm gonna cover this time so we don't have an explosion. We still have an explosion. Okay, so once our almond milk is done processing, we're going to get that strainer back out. And I have a nut milk bag here. I know that that sounds kind of crazy. When I first started researching making almond milk, everything said cheesecloth or nut butter or nut milk bag, and I didn't have either one of those, so I used a dish towel and it actually worked great, probably the first 3 or 4 times that I made it. Then I just happened to be at Whole Foods and they had one of these nut milk bags and it was only $2 or $3, so I picked it up. It's basically just a fine, mesh strainer. So you're just going to take your almonds that have been pureed in the water and we're going to very slowly pour it into either your dish towel. Some people have said they've used coffee filters, or your nut milk bag if you're super fancy. Can you believe that they make these? And we're slowly gonna pour our liquid in. Make sure the sides of whatever you're working with are staying up and you're not overflowing out of the side of the bowl. And once you've got all of your liquid into your bowl or your nut milk bag, you're gonna start the process of straining it through. So I'm just gonna pick up the sides of my bag and lift up the almond milk mixture, and you'll see it's kind of all down here and it's starting to release the milk. And you just start to squeeze, and you'll work this for 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not gonna do it right now and keep you guys here. I have another one that I've already finished. I'll do this one later. It doesn't take too long to get it all out, but I like to make sure I don't leave any behind because almonds can be kind of expensive. So after you're done, you're left with this beautiful almond milk, and you only get a couple cups of it, but it goes bad in 3 or 4 days. So that's why I only do 1 cup of almonds to 2 cups of water at a time. I make it in small batches, and you saw it took me 5 minutes to make this. It's not really a strain or anything that takes a long time to keep fresh. The texture of this is kind of like 2% milk. It's super creamy, and it definitely tastes a lot like almonds. You'll taste almonds. I'm gonna get up close and show you the almond milk. Can you guys see in there? It's really good. So you just saw the whole process, start to finish, minus soaking the almonds overnight, and that's easy. Just do it before you go to bed. And use any blender you have, pinch of salt, almonds, and water, and you can make your own homemade almond milk, and it tastes really, really good and totally different from the stuff that you buy in the store. Give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback. I'm always available to answer your questions or to give you some advice if you're having a problem with it. Have a good day, and thank you so much.